So A-levels are an advanced level qualification. So they normally take you 2 years to complete. And quite often people will select 3 subjects or on some occasions 4 subjects to study towards. You might find that certain schools will start you on 4 if you're academically able, but you might just do that as like an AS level at first, which is slightly less work than doing a full A level. And sometimes there is the opportunity to drop your 4th at a later date if you feel like it is too much work. When it comes to learning, A-levels are really academic. They are similar in the way they're structured to the GCSEs that you've done already. They're classroom based, there's quite a lot of theory, but obviously you're exploring subjects in a bit more depth than you would for a GCSE, and it is a more advanced level of study. The really good thing about A-levels though is that you do have a real variety and breadth of subjects to choose from. Obviously, depending where you study, it could be that you have, more than 30 A-levels to choose from, but there are more than 80 different A-levels across the UK that you could potentially look into. As A-levels are the more traditional route for things like maybe university and certain careers, you may need to take specific subjects. So for example, to study medicine, you would normally need to take biology and chemistry, plus 1 other subject. And the majority of colleges and sixth forms will offer A-levels as a choice.
Some of you may already be quite familiar with BTECs, as you might be studying them alongside your GCSEs at school at level 2. If you pass your GCSEs and you're going on to college, then you may decide to do a level 3 BTEC. BTEC stands for Business and Technology Education Council. They're a vocational qualification that offers theoretical learning as well as practical experience. They're designed for students who want to develop skills and knowledge relevant to specific industries or careers. You can do a level 3 BTEC as a single, a double, or a triple qualification. And some people may also want to mix up BTECs with A-levels. So for example, you could study a sport and exercise level 3 double BTEC alongside an A-level in biology. Or you might want to do the triple extended version of the sport and exercise BTEC. Most colleges or sixth forms offer BTECs and they're available in 15 subject areas. You may also come across a qualification called a CTEC. This is very similar to a BTEC, but it's from a different exam board.
So T-levels are a relatively new qualification. They were first introduced in 2020, and they are a 2-year technical qualification. So doing 1 T-level is the equivalent of doing 3 A-levels. And each T-level is designed with and by employers. So the course provides students with really practical skills and knowledge on specific industries and focuses on getting people work ready. You do only study 1 subject, and you study it in a lot of detail. So it's kind of similar to doing an extended BTEC diploma. And as it is a college course, you will be spending most of your time in the classroom, about 80%. But T-levels do also include an extended industry placement. So you will be partnered up with an employer. You'll be having very hands-on experience in your chosen field, and that will be at least 45 days of placement. There are now 20 T-levels available in a variety of subjects, things like animal care, management, media broadcasting and production, healthcare sciences, a real variety, hopefully, to suit every interest. And they are available at a number of further education and sixth form colleges.
So we've already talked about some vocational qualifications, and vocational means directly related to work. These could be BTECs or T-levels, but there are lots of other vocational qualifications that you can study as well. Vocational qualifications are offered at large further education colleges, and there are also some specialist colleges out there as well, say for example, performing arts or media and digital. Sometimes you may find that you're working alongside adults as well as 16 to 19-year-olds in further education colleges.
So an apprenticeship is essentially a full-time job. You are employed by a company, you're earning a wage, but you're also training to do a qualification that prepares you for that job as well. There are a variety of different levels of apprenticeships that people can do, but for most 16-year-olds, you will either start on an intermediate or an advanced apprenticeship. And depending on the apprenticeship you do, you may spend all of your time with an employer and be kind of trained, in the role. Or you may spend a day or two a week going to some kind of college or training provider to do the learning element of your apprenticeship. So you can find apprenticeships through a variety of places. So it's always good to look at a few different places, but some of note could be employer websites, talking to your careers advisor at your school. Different colleges may have their own apprenticeship department. And also there is a government find an apprenticeship website as well, where quite a lot of the opportunities are advertised.
There are many possible routes for young people who have additional needs with their learning. Some students may want to study or train for the qualifications that we've already spoken about. If this is the case, please remember when you complete your application to fill out the section all about your additional needs so that the college is aware. Also let them know if you have an EHCP. This is so that the college can be sure to meet your needs. It's also really important if you have an EHCP that you speak to your caseworker at the local authority so that they can actually consult on your EHCP as well. Some mainstream colleges have specialist inclusive learning programs and trained staff. And some also offer supported internships. This is where you will spend some time in the work environment. If you're a young person with needs that can't be met in the mainstream environment, then there are also options for you. Some colleges suitable for young people with special educational needs specialise in particular areas such as music or media, whereas some other colleges will offer supportive courses for preparing for adulthood or preparing for independent living skills and employment. And then also maybe study subjects like English, maths and art. Whatever your interests and needs, there will be something for you.
So the IB, or the International Baccalaureate, is a 2-year internationally recognised educational programme and is an alternative to doing A-levels, for example. It's suitable for people who are quite academically able and who want to develop their learning and critical thinking skills across a number of areas. So I'd say if you're struggling to pin down subjects to 3 or 4 because you like a lot, this could be worth looking into. It has areas including language and literature, language acquisition, individuals and societies, sciences, mathematics and the arts. So as I said, it's quite all encompassing. In Sussex, the only state college that offers the IB is Varndine College in Brighton.